Abdullah Serag from Yemen. He's an immigrant to America who got his citizenship. He emigrated in 2012 and got his citizenship in the US in 2016. He has an MA in teaching Arabic and the curriculum of Arabic to non-native speakers of Arabic. He's previously taught in Yemen and in Cairo, Egypt, and in Eugene, Oregon, as well as here at the University of New Mexico. He's one of the Arabic teachers here as well. He's also written the dialect book on Yemeni dialect. There's maybe two of them in existence, and he's written one of them. So welcome today, Abdullah. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. And how many students we have? Three?
We have a lot today. This is the most we've ever had. There are 12 people today.
Okay, my name is Abdullah. I am from Yemen, and I am a migrant, like what Heather said. And forgive me for my dialect and my English. And then Uh, I have like my experience because I am from Yemen. Like I have a lot of friends. They have I moved to Egypt and they have like their visa like spent for 1 year, 6 months to have a visa to come to United States. But for me, they said, okay, we need to do background check because you are from Yemen. I said, okay. And then I wait for 4 years. I start because I married to American women, and then I said, okay, I have a wife, I have a kids, and then I wait for 4 years. That's for a long time. And then I came to United States in 2012, but it was shock. Satma?
Yeah, shock.
Yeah, because we think like America is great, American dream, you know. But when I come, I see a lot of homeless. I say, what going on? Why we have a homeless? This is America. They have a lot of money. Why they make a homeless? Why we still have a homeless there? And other problem, like after 2 weeks, after 2 weeks when I am in America, I was sick. I have ماذا كيف نقول الزائدة الدودية.
Oh, appendicitis.
Yes, and then I wait for 1 day, and then the other day, they take me to the hospital. I spent 2 days. I need a surgery, and then I didn't have health insurance in that time. I just spent 2 weeks in America. They sent me a bill with $45,000, and they said this is we still have other stuff in California. That is like what? Like we do it in our country. Yemen is like a poor country, but this is free. Like everyone can have it free. If you want to go to the good hospital and you pay money, you're gonna pay $200, $300. That is, but you can do it free. And yes, America. I think I like America, but it's not like that great like what I think. You know what I mean? Sometimes I miss Yemen. But my family is here and everything is here. And now, we have a lot of war in Yemen after I leave.
When did you leave Yemen?
I leave Yemen in 2009, then I live in Egypt for like until 2012.
So
And I get
before,
my,
yeah, before the Arab Spring. قبل الربيع العربي يعني انتقلت.
yeah, but Arabic Spring, it was in 2011. Yeah, I was there. And we have a lot of hope. We're gonna have a democratic but everything is fall down.
Mhm. So I have a question for you. But in the movie, they entered the airport and there was a dog barking at them. When you first came to the US, did you have trouble in the airport?
Yes, of course. I spent a lot of time, and then my English was not good until now. It's still not good. But in that time, I don't understand. Like just yes, no, like like simple thing. Dog, cat, you know what I mean? Cat. But then they ask me if I use any weapon, if I know to use the weapon, you know. And I said, what? He said, a weapon. I said, what? I don't understand, but he said, I said, no, no, I'm a teacher. Yeah, they have a question a lot, but I don't understand a lot of question because that's why they wait for somebody maybe translate. But after I wait like maybe for 4 hours, 5 hours, I try and then he tried to explain to me like I said no, and then they let me go.
So they didn't provide a translator or anything for you at the airport.
And the other stuff that is when I come, like now I am a citizen, but before when I have a visa, I have to fly from Cairo to New York, and in Cairo they like كيف أقول فتشوا أشياء تفتيش غريب.
Oh, they inspected the luggage, but like a weird kind of inspection. غريب أو كيف نقول؟
Yeah, like everything, like they take everything. I have a box. They open the boxes, Maybe I had something inside the box, They make
Oh, the
it like.
book. Wow. And then another question I have for you is, was it difficult to find a job when you first got to the US?
Yes, it was hard because we think like a lot of jobs in America, but it's not like that. I have a hard time. Maybe like I am like I used to be like a lecturer, like a teachers. And then when I come here, I don't find any jobs. And then I work in gas station, you know what I mean, like in the first time. And then I work a lot of jobs.
And also too, in the movie there was some issues with racism. Have you experienced racism against or Islamophobia? Or if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But
No, no, yeah, because I think, excuse me for this, it was not bad, but like you can find a lot of like racist people or racism, but they have a lot like maybe nice people in America, but I have like some of a bad like experience with that, but because my accent and maybe because I look like, but in New Mexico I love it because they have a lot of people here, and maybe they think I'm Mexican. That's good.
do people ever start talking to you in Spanish?
Yes, they think yeah, a lot of people, and that is yeah. But I remember like we have a lot of people like if you said the other people here like it shocked to me. People they don't know any a lot of people they don't know anything about geography, you know. If I said I'm from Yemen, some people think, oh, what is that, Mexico or in it's. Then I said I'm from Egypt. I'm not from Egypt, but because everybody know Egypt in our home country, like we study geography every year. It's like math, history, science, geography. Like that is very important. We know everything about every country. We know what capital, what business. A lot of. If you go to Yemen and ask kids, like, oh, ask them about Salvador or ask them about small country, he know all information. But then I said, I'm from Yemen. They don't know nothing. Maybe now a little bit know because Houthi and the war in Yemen, some people know, but it's nobody know what is Yemen.
Yeah, so a lot of times in the past, because back when Osama bin Laden was still alive, whenever Yemen was in the news, they called it the ancestral homeland of Osama bin Laden, even though I don't believe he's ever actually been there. Did you ever have any issues with that?
Yeah, someone he asked me if I know Al Qaeda or I know like he said I said no man, I don't know anybody from those guys. He said yes. I said no, I don't know anyone. Yeah, but they asked me that question, you know. And actually like before I'm sorry to say this, I know because after I feel it like after Trump became a president in the first time, you know what I mean? A lot of racist people they show, you know, they are brave. You know what I mean? They can say what they want. And now too, you know what I mean? Because when I see in the social media, and if you see the social media, all people talking about Muslims, about Arab, about yeah, but maybe because you are American or you don't feel it, but we know we like if we meet the people in the street or anything, or they know you are Arabic, you we heard we I heard a bad stuff.
Do you think it's gotten worse in America?
Yes,
Racism? Mm.
very bad now. I think that because yes, people like racist people or bad people, they judge all people like a Muslim or all Yemenis or Arab. You know, we have like they don't know you, but they think you are a bad man. You know, and because now I take all time my password in my pocket. You know, because
For your
maybe
passport? Oh.
maybe the eyes all they're gonna say no, you are not American. You know.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. I'm going to open it up for other people. If anybody has any questions, you can type in chat, unmute yourself. Dominic, I see your hand is raised.
Hi, thank you so much for joining the class today.
Thank you. You're
Uh,
welcome.
Going back to geography, um, a couple of different thoughts came into my mind, and I wonder because change is inevitable, and you have a piece of land, and when there's conflict, the people that decide the names for the land, so if it's this name one day, and then there's conflict, and then it separates, and then everybody starts dividing. And they say, okay, no, it's not that name anymore. Now we're going to call it this name and this name and this name. And even presently, with the Israel-Palestine conflict, Palestine seems to be getting smaller and smaller, and I don't even know if it's recognized as a place anymore. I don't know, but I think when people refer to geography, it's really kind of hard, especially not only in the Middle East, but also um, like in the Russian area, because Yugoslavia and these places, it seems like one year they're this name and then something happens and then all of a sudden we got a whole bunch of new names to memorize. I don't know if that is something that you've experienced or uh, that you would maybe agree with.
Yes, I agree completely, like with you. Yeah, and you can see now, like, if you look to the map, you can see, like, I don't know, I can see Palestine now, like, or not Palestine, like Gaza and West Bank and Yemen too. We used to have two countries. Now it's one. Like we have south of Yemen and so north of Yemen. Like we used to, before 1990, we used to have two countries. Now it's one. And like what you said in Yugoslavia and Bosnia and Herzegovina and that stuff, Bosnia and yeah, it's changed a lot. Sudan, a lot of.
Yeah. Do you think Yemeni curriculum keeps up with the geographic changes؟ خاصة المدارس اليمنية يعني تدرس الأشياء الجديدة.
Yes, I think yeah they put it now. Yeah, because yeah every like 5 years they have to like change the boxes for school.
Okay, do we have some other questions, anybody? You can just unmute or ask in chat.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Thank you for joining us. I wanted to speak to your, your arrival in America, and you said you were just kind of shocked at, that we would have homelessness and poverty. And what I was thinking about is, you said you came to California initially.
When I'm sick, I went there for a wedding, but for my brother-in-law wedding, and then I was sick in that time, yeah, in San Francisco,
I see. But where did you arrive at initially when you came?
Ohio.
Ohio. Okay. And the reason I ask is just because I was thinking earlier about specifically in the film where they were at and how, and we had a conversation earlier, you could be in like so many different places in America and have so many different experiences, because really we're like, each state is like its own country almost.
That's true, but I always work in like I move a lot of state in America, Ohio, California, Minnesota, Vermont, New York. But I like in our home country, we don't have a homeless. It's not a rich country, but we don't have a homeless. Homeless maybe someone like have a mental like كيف أقول يا هذا صحة نفسية,
Oh, mental health issue.
mental health issues or that stuff. His family cannot control him, or you know what I mean. And government cannot put him in a jail, but no poor people or nobody have like a bad, he don't find a job or he lost his house, became homeless. That is, you cannot see this in Egypt, in Yemen, in Arabic countries. We don't have it, but here I see that's a big problem in America. They said like a millions, maybe 3 millions homeless in America. This is shocked. You know what I mean? It's like this is a rich country and a lot of homeless there. They have, I think they have to find a solution for this problem.
I would agree. And I know that's like a whole other topic, but I think that a lot of that has to do with culture. We're not a culture necessarily of family, or it's very much American independence, and you pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Um, but one other thing I wanted to ask you about Yemen. Yemen is today involved in a civil war, yes?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. And was that part of the reason that you left to come to America?
No, I lived before. Like the civil war in Yemen started in 2015, and I lived there like 2009 to Egypt. Yeah. But yeah, we have like now a civil war, and it's like between Houthi, if you heard about Houthi. It's a group like Iran used to support, you support that group. It's like, and then with the government, like, but now we have in the south and north, yeah, and still war now is very bad. And now maybe it will be worse.
Yeah, I see Francesca, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, has her hand up, and then we'll get to the chat here.
Okay, hi, thank you again for giving me this opportunity. I'm I'm just a community member. I'm not a student of the class, but I really enjoyed seeing the movie. I've never seen that movie before. But what I really liked about the movie was the shocking contrast as told through the story of you know the immigrants coming over, of what our country tells people we are and what we really are. The shocking contrast, that we're the land of the free. And the shocking contrast that we're the land of opportunity. The contrast that, we're a wealthy country, yet our healthcare system is unaffordable to most people. We're told that, or people are told all over the world, we're such a wealthy country, yet we have, housing insecurity. food insecurity. So it really was a beautiful movie that showed that the reality of our country. Anyway, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And I agree with you. America is still great. You know, we have some problem, but it's still a great country. We have some problem, but I think you're right. We still have is still good. And in that movie, you can see like we have some problem, but who helped that woman in her life is someone Jewish. You know what I mean? Like we are like a Muslim, Jewish. We have a lot of great people. Every bad be we have a bad Muslim, bad everyone. Like we are different. You know what I mean? We cannot like judge a people about their religion or about their race, you know?
Uh-huh. Well, and I agree with you so much. I love the people in this country. I really do. We do have wonderful people in this country, but um, uh, you know, I guess what what our government tries to sell people. I guess about this image of our country that is not really the reality of our country, about our country's systems, I think. I think our people are great too. I agree with you.
You're right. And I am like, as a migrant, I don't like people like come to America with not a good way or with uh, not illegal. You know what I mean? About the border, about not background check, about, you know, but the people, they are here and they come like with a visa, with everything. That is they still have people like judge all immigrant. You know what I mean? That is the problem. But you know what I mean?
So we had a question in chat about Yemen. Was there something happening leading up to 2015 and the Civil War? يعني ماذا حدث قبل عام 2015 حتى أدت إلى الحرب الأهلية في اليمن؟
We like in Yemen, we used to have a president for 35 years. His name is Ali Abdullah Saleh. He's a dictator, and oh, it's not that bad dictator, you know what I mean? We have a little bit like, you know, free of speech and not a lot, you know what I mean? If you don't talk about the president, if you talk about government or anything, it's okay. And when we have in 2011 Arabic Spring, like in Yemen, uh, Egypt, Tunisia, well, they changed it to be a democratic system. You know what I mean? And then we start have like election and everything, and we have a new government and we have a new president. Like we have some country they don't like what we have, like in Yemen. Like we have like because close to us it's a rich country like Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and that stuff. They feel scared. Maybe the democratic gonna move to them. United Arab Emirates start have a plan to make a problem in Yemen. They support Houthi, and now Houthi they fight with United Arab Emirates. You know, they support Houthi with a weapon, with the media, and the Houthi camp. Houthi was small group Shia in north, and they fight. They take the capital. They take everything, and the, start the civil war in Yemen. Now we have like a bad country because we have a lot of problem from like neighbor country, and Iran support that people from like Houthi because they are Shia and they and yeah, that's a small thing about what happened. I can't talk like hour about that.
Yeah, we had a question in chat about what caused the split between the country في اليمن.
ما هذا بالعربي؟
ماذا حدث في اليمن الذي أدت إلى الانفصال بين الناس؟ أظن جاوبت على هذا.
Yeah, I think that because the civil war and because in Yemen we used to live together, like here in America, we don't care what you are. Because in Yemen, when I'm a kid in Yemen, uh, I live in the north and we have a small village. This is like Muslim and Jewish. We had a Jewish, uh, but now not anymore. But we live together and we have like Shia and Sunnah and Jewish and a little bit Jewish, not that much, but close. In my area, we have like, and we live together. Everything it was okay, no problem. No one care what's your religion or what is your Sunni and Shia. But after the civil war, like like a lot of people like كيف أقول يعني أصبح مع جماعتهم. They became like with their group.
Yeah, everybody sort of it became more sectarian than it was. And I think we see this actually throughout the Middle East, not just in Yemen. أظن هذا نفس القصة في كثير من الدول في الشرق الأوسط.
Yeah, like Lebanon, like yeah, Lebanon they have that problem too because Lebanon they have Shia and Sunnah, and they have like a lot of group of Christian. You know what I mean? Like not one group.
Yeah, we have a question in the chat. I'll say it in English and then in Arabic. Did Yemen have the same experience with the Arab Spring as Tunisia did? Everybody, the Arab Spring thought things would change overnight, but because the Arab Spring happened so quickly, there was a power vacuum. Now in Tunisia, they're back with a dictator who pretends he's pushing democracy, and I feel it's the same in Egypt.
Yeah.
فهمتها.
Yeah, I think like Tunis, it was great. Tunisia, okay, and sorry, in Arabic we say Tunis. Tunisia, it was like in 10 days. But in Yemen, we spent like maybe 5 months or 6 months, like people in the street, people like a lot of like, but yes, and yeah, and then we have a democratic like, but Tunis, they have a democratic like maybe for 8 years, and now everybody in the jail. They became like in Egypt too. The army come back and put everyone in a jail. In Yemen, it's civil war. Syria, they have it like, but they start like spring, uh, Arabic Spring, but then it's changed to the civil war because Iran and a lot of country help some groups, and then ISIS come, and then a lot of that stuff.
I have a question. Do you think that if there was no foreign powers in Yemen, like Iran or Emirates or Saudi Arabia, or if there was no foreign involvement in Syria, like the Russians, do you think the civil war would have been longer or shorter?
Of course, shorter. If we don't have any other, because yeah, Houthi, it was support and from Iran, and in the beginning from United Arab Emirates, but then United Arab Emirates, they feel that's a dangerous to support. But now United Arab Emirates is still support the people in the south in Yemen. They fight their country. They fight uh, again, like it's a bad group. You know what I mean? Yeah, start to do other problem. I don't know why, but because I think they are scared because of democratic. Saudi Arabia, it was in Yemen. Yeah, Yemeni. Okay, because we are close to Saudi, we don't like Saudi Arabia, but because she used to make a lot of problem. But I think in this time, Saudi Arabia tried to like تجمع كل الأطراف.
Oh, bring together all the different sides.
Yeah, because it's dangerous for Saudi Arabia if we still have a civil war for a long time, and that's a problem because a lot of group they don't like her, and it's bad for them.
Yeah, the instability in the region is considered contagious. Does anybody else have a question? Again, you can unmute yourself or type in chat if you want to. So I have a lot more questions. One of the we were talking before we met today, and this is about more current politics and what's happening right now. It seems that all of the Middle East is on fire, and I don't know if we've seen that bulletin from the State Department. Don't travel basically anywhere in the Middle East. Get out of the Emirates and Saudi Arabia. we the U.S. embassy in Saudi Arabia was bombed. Leave Yemen, leave. But that's been a while. But anyway, everywhere because we are now at war with Iran. So I was surprised, Abdullah, to hear that your friends were happy about this war with Iran. Could you expand on that a little bit?
Okay, because I think Iran she make a lot of problem in Arabic countries. You know what I mean? Like especially in Syria, in Iraq, in Yemen. Like I am a Yemenis, like because we had a good we start like our democratic and we start, but they support Houthi and they make a lot of problem. But now I am not that happy because we don't know. Like you remember when after the war in Iraq, it became a big problem. ISIS and Al Qaeda, and maybe now in Iran we're gonna have a lot of groups, civil wars, and it's gonna be problem for all country in that area. I think that, but people a lot of like I don't say like some people is happy because Iran, like, it's make a problem, but maybe this is, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. Because I think now, because Israel is make a lot of problem, Iran, and then we don't know what's gonna happen in the Middle East. I still have a family there. I had a plan to go to visit in this summer, but I think now maybe I have to cancel that idea.
Mhm. Yeah, well, the airport in Sana'a was bombed, right? I forgot who bombed the airport in Sana'a. I forgot.
Israel.
Israel. I couldn't remember if it was Israel or Saudi Arabia. So you couldn't fly into Sana'a anyways. Sana'a is the capital of Yemen.
Yeah, because Houthi, they help Gaza, and then they sent some rocks to Israel, and Israel pump. But Israel pump, they don't pump Houthi, like what they did in Hezbollah or killed them. They pump just like airport, some like a lot of good building, anything with a good business. كيف أقول مصانع,
Oh, like factories.
factories, that stuff, and the electric system and the water system. They pump that stuff.
And this is something I don't think we were told about in American media. I don't know if anybody else heard about the fact that Israel bombed all the factories, water treatment supplies, airport in Yemen.
Because they think the people gonna be mad about Houthi. You know what I mean? But people is scared. Nobody can do nothing about that.
Mhm. Yeah, I was surprised. So do you think like your friends who are like excited about this development in Yemen, I mean, this is a leading question, okay? يعني هذا أنا أدي إلى جواب بس جاوب كما تريد. Um, is it because like the idea, okay, if Iran's busy and they are in a civil war, they'll stop supporting the Houthis and then the Houthis will retreat? Is that the idea?
كيف ممكن تقول لي بالعربي؟
I'll translate the question in Arabic here. هل أصدقائك في اليمن سعيدين لأن سعداء لأن إذا إيران لها مشاكل داخلية ممكن سينسحب الحوثيين؟
Yes, that's good. Yeah, because we think maybe the Houthi he don't have any support if Iran go, or other people because I'll tell you like because for Arabic people they said okay, Israel is a bad like is and Israel bad for us. When they two enemies fight, maybe that's good for us.
Yeah. We've got a question in the
I
chat.
tell you about what the people think, what Arabic people think, or what most of them.
Yeah, I know we're doing that thing that is not great, which, okay, here you are from Yemen, represent all of Yemen and all of the Middle East now. That's not my intention here today. So just please keep in mind that this is, Abdullah talking. We have a question. Could you share with us some of the best of Yemen, what you wish people knew about it if we happen to like take a class trip someday? What's something uniquely Yemeni a tourist should experience?
لم أفهم.
يعني okay, so I'm gonna translate in Arabic. يعني ممكن تشارك معنا من أحسن الأشياء في اليمن مثل إن إذا نحن سياح في اليمن ماذا علينا أن نفعل هناك؟
Okay, the good thing is that picture behind you is we call it Old Sana'a. Yeah, that is Old Sana'a. I used to live there like And then that is like you can see this is old Sana'a. It's a big old city and it's still same thing like maybe I don't know how like maybe 100 years same thing uh, because كيف أقول هذا مدعومة من اليونسكو.
Oh, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Old
Yeah,
Sana.
and that's one place and we have like island of Socotra is very beautiful island and then we have Marib. uh, we call it Marib. That's we have like there is an old Hadara.
Like a civilization. They think it's where the Queen of Sheba was.
Yeah, Queen Sheba. We still have a lot of stuff there, and Yemeni food is the best food, and people there is very nice. I know. When we used to have like, I have a friend when he meet like he's a taxi driver. And when he come like at night, he said, "Oh, today I have American and I don't take any money. It's free. If you know, because you are from America, no, you don't have to pay. I'll take you whatever you want." Because yeah, that is the problem is because yeah, like Yemeni or Arab, we love America. We love American people. Like that is like for a long time. That is true, especially the people.
Yeah, I'll say just anecdotally, I used to live in Yemen. That's when I first met Abdullah, and I loved it there, and I was not intending on leaving. But it's sort of there's a lot of cholera. I don't know. It makes it kind of hard to go back right now. Certain other issues too, and even if I could get into the country, it's more challenging now. We've got a comment in chat here that I can see why some people in the Middle East would be happy about Iran being attacked. I would just like to sort of emphasize that this is like a select group of Abdullah's friends who live in North Yemen, and there's a Houthi issue there. But I think most people in the Middle East are probably sad about it. But her best friend lives in Cyprus, yani Koubrous, Sahafiya as a journalist. Iran launched missiles at a British base there. So people in Cyprus are not happy about being pulled into this war that's not their fault. Do you think other people in the region feel the same way? Like in maybe El Emirat?
كيف؟
تريد أن يترجم؟
Huh?
تريد أن يترجم?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to translate the question really quick.
Do you speak very fast?
Yeah, I do speak fast. It's a problem. So, يعني في يعني هي تفهم أن بعض الناس يعني في الشرق الأوسط سعداء لأن نحن نحاجم على إيران، ولكن عندها يعني عز صديقتها ممكن صديق يعني يعيش في قبرص، وإيران أرسل القنابل إلى قبرص، وناس هناك زعلانين عشان يعني لماذا هم داخل حرب لم يدخلوها أبدا. فهل تظن هناك يعني هذا سؤالي في بعض الدول العربية يعني نفس الشيء مع قبرص، يعني هم مش سعداء، أو هل معظم الناس سعداء؟ ما رأيك؟
No, no, I talk about like, yeah, like what you said. I talk about Yemeni from north because we have a lot of problem from Iran. But I think this is a big mistake when start war with Iran, and we don't know what the end of the war of Iran. What gonna be like in the end? That's gonna be a big problem. You know what I mean? But yes, a lot of because we are worried now because like maybe after 1 week, 2 weeks, it's a lot of problems because Iran like start attacking United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, all Jordan, Iraq, a lot of people in that area because and and the problem now because if the war is not gonna end because they killed Khamenei and a lot of like people in the line one هل هذا صحيح أقول إن
Yeah, and like the line of succession.
now when they want to end the war who will they talk with, you know what I mean? No president, no one like control. Maybe it's gonna be a lot of groups, a lot of people. Maybe people gonna be like more terrorist, more attacking everything, and that's gonna be more problems, for all the area.
Mhm.
She is right when she said, a lot of people is worried what gonna happen, and then if America win and Israel win and Iran is like give up, I don't think Israel will stop starting a new war in Syria and other countries. You know what I mean? We don't know what's gonna happen in the future. In Egypt too, and because I heard some people in Israel, they said next is Qatar, next is Syria, next is Qatar, next is Egypt, you know?
Yeah, because Israel controlled the Sinai Peninsula for many years. Now it's been a part of Egypt for some time, but there are many who feel that it should not be.
Yeah, I heard Netanyahu, he said we want to make a new map for our new Middle East. Yeah, maybe we don't know. Allah is that.
God help us is what he said in our pictures then. I have some more questions, but I would love to pause for other people here because this isn't like Heather's Day. Yeah, there's no incentive for peace if it's profitable. Israel is seeking more land. And Dominic has a question. The buildings, Zanat Gadima, in conflict that are off limits as far as being bombed, how do buildings like that stay? Let me just tell you, they are not off limits because they've been bombed. In theory, they're supposed to be. In practice, we live in a world where people don't like trying to be diplomatic by saying this, but people are flouting the law and there are no repercussions. And this has gone on for centuries when it comes to war. But I'll ask Abdullah what his opinion is. ما رأيك حسب الناس الذي ورائي يعني صناعة القديمة يعني كيف نحافظ على القنابل؟ هل نستطيع؟
No, because we have some houses like get bomb in that, and then like in with when it's war with Saudi Arabia, like or and Israel have like bombed some, and Saudi Arabia bombed some of them, but not a lot because it's a big city.
Yeah. And for now, we
Yeah,
have yeah, that's a pessimistic thing that I just said. Hopefully it'll stay. We have a question in chat. In the movie, Muna talks about her education from Philistine doesn't count in America. Did you have a problem getting your degrees recognized?
that's true. Some companies, some you know what I mean. And I think with my idea, when I have like it's when I because I am teacher now, I am a lecturer now. I teach at UNM, and I used to teach in Oregon, University of Oregon, and I see in America it's very easy to get your degree, to have a master, very easy. In our country it's very hard. You have to study very hard, you have to do like a lot of stuff. And I think here, anyone, you smart or not, you can pass class, you can do whatever, but there you have to be smart and you have to study very hard. And I don't know, yeah, you're right. Some people said, yeah, oh, that's from Yemen or that's from Palestine or from Egypt. That is, I think we have, especially in a college, we have like better education. I don't know, but it's like it's very hard to have your master or college degree. It's not easy. You have to study a lot of stuff, and you have to do like it's very hard. Here it's very easy to have PhD. You just need a time, and then go there, and it is okay. Write something, and congratulations.
I would just like to jump in really quickly my experience. I studied briefly at the University of Damascus. Here in America, we do have great inflation. That's just a given, and it's out of control. And that's another class. I can talk about that. And in the Middle East, in Syria, in Yemen, excellent means excellent. And excellent means you are above and beyond, and you really are doing publishable work, and it all looks great. There's no A for effort. I failed every one of my classes at the University of Damascus, and it wasn't for lack of trying. And I was shocked. I'm like, "What do you mean this is a D?" And they're like, "You forgot a dot here, and you shouldn't be forgetting a dot at this level." And I'm like, "Well, really?" And they're like, "Yes, really. Better luck next time." I mean, I was in a program where I didn't have to transfer my grades, so it worked out okay because it still goes on my transcript that I went there, but the grades I didn't have to transfer them. And so this was when in Yemen, when you have to stand up to get your master's degree, they invite everybody. It's an audience. You get grilled on your
Oh,
what do you call it? your
Have
piece.
like maybe 1,000 people gonna see how you, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not easy to have A or A plus. Like maybe everybody in the town, they because you study everything, you come to every class, you did all homework, but in the end, you have the big test and hard thing. You have to know everything about this subject, and if you cannot, yeah, yeah, because it's very hard to get A or A plus or A minus. You know what I mean? This is not like in America, it's easy. I think my experience is that.
Well, we have we can talk about our Arabic program later. This is not what this is about today. I would like to say too on the back end here, Abdullah's been teaching at the University of New Mexico من عام 2015 16.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, I am here for
2015, he's
11
been
years.
teaching here. I think it was 2 years ago. Suddenly his credentials became a problem because UNM moves to some system where they needed to, it's like one company that officially says, oh, yes, this transcript is accurate, this diploma is accurate. The problem is this. Yemen has been undergoing civil war for some time now. So there's nobody to contact at the University of Sana'a about his diploma from 2000, whenever it was. And so, yeah, suddenly UNM had a problem. And thank goodness we work with an absolute administrative wizard at the Arabic program, and she was able to convince them that this man has been teaching just fine for years. Like, and then we're really sorry that suddenly, this company doesn't talk to people in Yemen. Like that's not his fault. So we were able to get an exception. But if
Or or they are lazy to do the good work, to look for that, or I don't know because
well, because the University of Sana'a is still open and running, so I'm
I
not sure.
think because now they have like not electric there because the war, because because the war, they pump all electric in the city, and then yeah, it's hard to connect any college there.
Thank goodness for WhatsApp, because you can do with telephones and stuff, you can communicate with people via that platform. But if it wasn't for that, forget about it, I think. But yeah, so that's just a side note. We got a question. In Yemen, do they pick for you what you have to study? In Tunisia, for instance, you're told what your career will be based on the need of your country and your aptitude, like the tests that you took. هل تختار في اليمن أو واحد تاني يختار؟
For what you have to study,
Yeah.
what you want to study, it depends about how's your eye. Because in our country, we said the last year, in Arabic country, I think almost last year of high school, you have the big test with all subjects, like big test with a science, big test with a math, and if you are high, you can go, if you are like A, you can pick or A plus, you can go whatever you want. Like if you wanna like study medicine, engineering, but if you are 80s, you have like you don't have a lot of options. 70, maybe you have to study like not the good. 60, you cannot go to any college. Under 70, under 75, maybe you go and pay, you know what I mean, to private college. But private college is not that good like in our countries. Because when you go to college, it's free. You don't have to pay nothing. You can study like medicine, engineering. It's government pay for everything. But if you don't have a good like كيف أقول درجات
Grades.
grade, yes, you cannot go to that. Yeah, you have to go to pay for private college, but then when you if you finish your private college, you cannot have a job. You can have a job, but it's not your degree is not good like when you have a degree from the college, like from the university, like public.
Yeah, it's
Public
kind of the opposite here. I think the private colleges are held on a pedestal, and the public colleges like UNM, um, people don't have the same, I guess, opinions of them. But it's yeah, different elsewhere.
And now here in America, they think that if you have, I know some people, they have a degree from private and it's good for America, but public, the good college is Maybe they don't know what the system there.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a lot depends on perception, I think, more than in the United States when it comes to colleges. Because I will tell y'all something, Harvard's Arabic program sucks, okay? Like
What?
لا لا تخاف don't be scared. لا برنامج اللغة العربية في جامعة هارفارد مش كويس.
Oh, Harvard, yeah. But the UNM is great.
No, I knew somebody who taught at Harvard, and we had a long conversation about how they can't build a program there because they don't want to pay a lecturer for a long time, like because you have to eventually give people raises. So you can't build a program if you are recycling teachers, every 5 years or less or so. Um, and other issues too with like legacy and these kinds of things. People here know how to study, I'll tell you that much, or if they want to, put it that way. Okay, Dominic, you have a question? You're on mute.
I can't imagine all the different factors that go into conflicts in the way that the world runs and the way that the world turns. But just having this conversation now, it makes me feel that on one hand, we have a country or a piece of land that has a name attached to it, like Yemen. And in this land of Yemen, we have the opportunity to attend education for free. If you have the ability to keep up with the work, you have the opportunity to acquire more knowledge, to possess the knowledge, to go out into your community and perform a task very good, and it's free. And then on the other hand, you have another land that's named something else like the United States of America, and the land is full of people, and you have lots of people that want the education, but you have to have the money and not necessarily the grades, or maybe it's a combination of the money and the grades sometimes, but it's a lot of money to attend. And in this land, you have uh, the ability to be seen by a doctor for $200 or less. And then on this side, you got $45,000 for pancreatic stuff because you don't have insurance. And it almost kind of seems like all these factors somehow they kind of like have it's almost like they're at odds with one another. So it kind of feels like even though I know that those are not the factors that are at play right now, it kind of seems like one wants to take over the other because if you got this structure over here, and then this structure is bombing stuff over here, and this structure over here is bombing stuff over here. It kind of seems like there's um, what was said earlier, the 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the line, the end of it all, what is that going to look like? And does it mean for the Middle East that they um, take in these different types of corporations and these different types of business models that you don't get an education for free anymore. We're adopting this model, and you're not going to get free healthcare anymore because we just adopted this healthcare model, and so we're going to be charging $45,000 for pancreatic stuff now. So welcome to democracy. I don't know. I don't know, but it's
Thank
just
you. But I think, yeah, like what you said, like we have something good, something bad in every countries. But the big problem here for like for me, like immigrant, is the health system here is very bad. Like this is, I think, this problem just in America. You go to Europe, Canada, other countries, they have it's not like bad like here in America. Like the health system here is very bad because now I pay like more than 1,000 for my health insurance, and when I call a doctor because I have like high cholesterol because I like to eat meat, a lot of meat, and then they say, oh, sorry, maybe 4 months. You have to wait until, oh gosh. I have to lie. I say, oh, I have a heart attack, or why? That I don't know what I can do.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done, I think, here. And people talk about, I think, Middle East as if there's all these problems there and people are living in a lack of freedom. And but what does freedom even mean? Anyways, I could talk about that all day. I want to jump in before we end this to also and say that that there's two things I want to ask, and I'm going to ask one right now. Abdullah, reports are coming out now that the military is being told that this is a Christian war, that we're going to try to deliberately bring about Armageddon so that Jesus Christ can have his second coming. And this sounds like some kind of a wild leftist conspiracy, but I mean, I encourage everybody to take a look at this. There's been multiple complaints from military members. What is the Arabic news saying about this? And I'm going to translate really quick. الآن هناك فهمتني أو
Yeah, I think people in America, they don't know. They think all Arabic area is a Muslim. If you go to Palestine, they have a lot of Christian. Like if you go to Gaza, they have a church, and in West Bank, like a lot of church, like there, and in Jordan, like in Syria now, it's like in Egypt, and everywhere. It's it's not all people there is a Muslim. Like we are different, and a Muslim is a different groups. You know what I mean? They are not in one idea. Like that is, I think that's a big mistake, and I don't know. Like that is like.
سمعت أن بعض الناس يقولوا أن نحن بدأنا هذا الحرب لكي نجيب عيسى يرجع إلى العالم مرة ثانية. لا أعرف كيف أقول عمجرا بالعربي هسمع يعني نهاية العالم. هناك أسطورة في الدين المسيحي يعني عندما يرجع عيسى يعني سيرجع عندما هناك نهاية العالم.
Uh,
هل
uh,
سمعت عن هذا؟
yeah, yeah. I heard about that. I'm like, I think this is a big problem because now they said they have to help Israel whatever they want to do because if they help Israel, the Jesus will come back, or yeah, that stuff, or the Bible said, uh, yeah, that stuff. But like I have like a lot of friends like Christian and Jewish, and I think we all think that is dangerous, and that is like I don't know how people in America still believe in that.
And then one last question. Some are saying that this war is going to bring about problems, not because of the bombs or the killing, but because of the insurance companies. Because nobody is going to insure anybody in the Middle East, not oil tankers, nothing through the Strait of Hormuz, and no amount of guarantees or military posturing is going to change the insurance companies. So what do you think about this aspect?
Oh, I used to think all that is not true, but now when I see a people, how the system in America, how the Congress in America, you know what I mean? The Congress is, if you don't have a lobbies to like support you, lobbies of AIPAC or Israel, lobbies with the weapons, lobbies with the insurance, like that's the help people in the Congress. If you against them, now I think that's true because yeah, that is like I think that's what happened with George Bush when he go to Iraq. And now you see what happened in Iraq. It's make all problem like that there was like all problem in Middle East. And then we have Al Qaeda and ISIS and everything is just after that problem. Al Qaeda was just in Afghanistan and some people, but after they come and it became everywhere and ISIS and they became.
وما رأيك عن شركات التأمين التي تحافظ على شركات النفط وكل شيء يعني هل هذا ستغير آراء الناس؟
I heard like now start like smart people like start like in America like a lot of people like start like talking about these problems and maybe now we will stop all that bad companies to control everything and I hope that I'll, inshallah.
Mhm. And maybe the war will break up some of these companies' monopolies. We'll see. Anyways, it's about time here today. I want to thank Abdullah for coming and joining us. Thank you all for joining us as well. We appreciate you. And if anybody has any questions, we'll hang out here for a couple more minutes. I just want to be respectful of everybody's time today. So thank you again for joining us. We appreciate it. سنبقى هنا هناك أي أسئلة شيء تاني؟
Yes, one asked me about, yeah, that's because the homeless is, that's, he's right, because like when he said America, like because everyone be independent and the family is not like that. That's, I think, one reason of like like Arabic countries. If anyone like fall down, we have a family and then big family and then the biggest family. Like maybe they like here in America you have the union families, union reunion. Like
Reunion, yeah. I thought you meant like a union of like
like a big family.
mafia.
If anyone have a problem like with that family, like my name is Abdullah Serag, like Serag family, like maybe 3,000. If anyone like have a problem, all people gonna help them, and then we don't have to, because we are a lot of people, we don't have to pay a lot, you know what I mean? Something you don't feel it, but nobody like have to be a homeless or if anyone lost his job or have a problem. And I think here in America, because the taxes, if you have a house and you cannot pay the taxes for the house, they will take that house. You know what I mean? If you lost every job, or we don't have taxes for houses or for land or anything like.
Oh, I heard in Yemen that there are taxes, but only on finished buildings. So if the building is unfinished, they're not going to charge you taxes. So I was confused when I first went to Yemen. Every building has rebar sticking out of it. And somebody explained to me like the taxes
No,
thing.
no,
Like even like I took a picture of a gas station. Like they're clearly not going to build on top of like this canopy over the gas pumps, but sure enough, there was like rebar up there, like they were planning on it.
no, that's not true, because we don't have any taxes for like for houses or for a building. But like a lot of us, we have a like when we have the floor one, we said, oh, I will start with two, and then when I have money, I will finish it. But then I will never finish it. But but that's, yeah. Fish, yeah, and that's, yeah. I forget to talk about this problem in America, the taxes. Yeah, they said, "Oh, you have that was shocked. You have $60,000 in a year. Oh, great! That means I'm gonna have, when you said 16, كيف أقول قسمة 12.
Like if we break up 60,000 salary into months.
Oh, I'm gonna have 5,000 every month and something, and then no, you just have 3 or 2,000 and a half, because taxes, health insurance, they take. That's a problem
So,
too.
so if there's no taxes in Yemen, what's financing the healthcare system or the rest of the country?
Because I think we used to have like taxes, no taxes for houses or for, we have taxes maybe for other stuff, maybe for, but not
Is it?
for houses or for salaries, you
Yeah,
know.
from what I understand from Yemen, it's a flat tax, 10%. You don't have to do taxes every year. The government automatically takes 10% from everybody. So there's not that sort of I don't know, cottage system we've got here. We have to go to H&R Block or whatever to figure it out. Remember Abdullah talking to me about how he's like, what is this? Why this system? Why don't they just take the money and call it a day? And I'm like, well, they do
What
that
a
too.
concept.
Right. Right. Yeah, we're having a problem with taxes this year. They keep rejecting my tax returns, and I already owe like $8,000. It's just, oh, shut up and take my money for God's sake. I don't know. Something to worry about during spring break, I guess.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, sorry. Once again, I've monopolized the conversation about Heather's problems with taxes. But in any case, yeah. عبد لازم تروح وترتاح وهذا.
Yeah, I have to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have to go take my son from school. Bye.
Oh, yes. نسيت. Wanted to ask him if he has issues with his children, but like being in school, but I forgot.
أستطيع أن أفعل مقابلة ثانية مع أي فيلم ثاني. مع
Sure
السلامة.
can. Yeah, we'll keep you as backup.
My pleasure. مع السلامة.
He's gonna forget to log out of Zoom. I guess he'll just hang out there. I'll be here for a couple of minutes in case anybody has anything else they'd like to say.
Thank you. That was great.
Great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next week, inshallah. All right. Bye, everyone.